Hey, Steve, when you go to conventions, what do you go for?
Hardcore gaming.
Pretty much, right?
Absolutely.
So, when you see a convention coming up in the Chicagoland area like Dragonfall, what are you going there to do?
I'm going there to play some games.
And that's right. So, for those who are interested, Dragonfall is a 2-day gaming convention, October 15th and 16th at Pheasant Run in St. Charles. This is the second year. They are having 2-day 40K championships with the ITC format at 1850 points. They're also going to have a 2-day event for Kings of War, one of your favorite games.
Nice.
And they're also having a 2-day X-Wing event and a lot of single-day events, including Infinity, Bolt Action, Ninth Age using the Ninth Age senarios, Arena Rex, which is...
Arena Rex!
I was going to say a game that we both love.
That's a good one.
X-Wing, X-Wing Hangar Bay, and X-Wing Trench Run, which was at the Bolt Action Room in Adepticon, if you saw it, which was a neat-looking table. If you guys are interested, you go to www.dragonfall.com. That's dragon-fall.com, where you have all your information needs.
Hello, Steve. Hello, Jill. It's time to game classy.
That stuff, and that they would, yeah, G.I. Joe, Transformers. Just be careful with that mic stand's falling. It's a little loose. So, oh, there you go.
But any which way but loose.
Yeah. But as I was saying, yeah, they do.
You, me, Clint Eastwood, and a monkey.
Yeah. They don't have that, like, Sunbow doesn't, like, just, oh, well, WGN's going to take all the Sunbow shows and show them in the morning, or Fox or whatever have you. Now it's, these people, they create these cartoons.
Kids WB.
Yeah, Kids WB. They, like, package it, and then they sell it to, like, online places. So, you like, Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, they all have these cartoons that you don't see anywhere else. You'll only see on them, aside from the stuff that you see on cable and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And there's just a ton of it. And the majority of it's crap, like when we were kids.
Right.
Like, no one needs to watch the Kid and Play cartoon anymore, you know? Or
the MC Hammer cartoon.
Yeah, this is what to say, Hammer
Magic
Man.
Pants.
Hammer
That was actually an autobiography, though.
Oh, it's true. God. Oh, what an shrill and trite decade we grew up in.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah, but she was watching.
But hey, you got to do something, right?
Yeah,
we didn't have smartphones.
No. Well, now my daughter just uses smartphones to watch these awful cartoons, which is what we would do.
The circle is complete.
Yeah, I mean, let's not pretend like we're anything special. If we had smartphones when we were kids, we'd be watching G.I. Joe on the smartphone.
I probably would never not be playing video games. That's probably.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Except that the cell phones would be powered by like 16 AAA batteries.
And there'd be a cassette tape for some reason.
Everything's on tape. But she was watching this Equestria Girls, and they like started off, and it's literally that kind of like folky acoustic music, and I'm just like, oh my god, what is this? This is My Little Pony and Sons? I can't handle this.
Is it?
Oh, it was terrible.
Was it actually Mumford and Sons?
No, it wasn't actually.
Oh, okay.
No, the problem is too, and this is the funny thing. My wife, God bless her soul, she was we were, before we had kids, she's just like, no, I don't think I could ever listen like that Radio Disney in the car. No, she's gonna listen to my music and blah blah blah. Every time I get in her
Radio Disney.
Well, she doesn't. It's not Radio Disney anymore. She just uses her phone, but it's all like little, like My Little Pony music or Disney songs. And I'm like, Diana, you know better than this. And she's like, I know, but it just makes her happy. And I'm just like, she's in my car. She listens to the Rolling Stones.
But let's get. No, I mean that's just cruel and unusual.
Rolling Stones are great. The Stones and classic rock in the 70s and 80s. And Joe Canna.
Let's get down to business.
To
defeat the Huns.
Yeah. Well, every once in a while, like I'll put that on, but she doesn't really care half the time. She's on her damn iPad
watching My Little Pony Equestria Girls.
No, she's playing whatever game is on there or something like that. She loves that stuff. But that's what I'm saying. It's like it doesn't really matter in the long run. I'm just like, if I'm driving, I'm listening to my music. You're not listening to your music. I don't need to do that. Very rarely will I ever do that. Yeah. But anyway, hey guys, welcome to Game Classy. I forgot what podcast I was doing.
When I was driving a lot, I usually that was when I listened to podcasts. I don't listen to podcasts anymore.
I know. Well, I still listen to podcasts and audiobooks, but I don't generally do it if there's someone else in the car.
I guess it's a lie. I listen to Goosebuds and Tales from the Tavern.
Tales from the Tavern.
Yeah. Those are some good ones.
One day we'll do our D&D podcast.
What,
with Star Trek.
Oh yeah, no, we have to like make it really bad. just awful.
So we have to
stop and do like rules checks and like break character to like do rules checks.
So you mean
ruin the theme?
You mean every D&D podcast out there where they're playing through is what you're saying? We have to just recreate what everyone else does.
I've never listened to one because it sounds miserable.
Oh, it pretty much is.
But I can't. There's so many. I have to imagine that there's at least more than one that has an edited presentation and is just action, which is probably good.
Like the best one is Harmon Quest online that if you watch it on CISO, but no one's paying for CISO, so screw that.
Right.
But they do that. They really edit it down to like just the funny parts.
Yeah.
Really.
And there's probably a couple amateur podcasts out there doing that.
Yeah.
But like if you're doing an actual play and you're leaving in, unless it's for a new game, I think I would encourage having the rules discussions come up for a new game. But if you're doing like a D&D 5th edition and there is a 20-minute discussion about a rule in your podcast, you should probably delete that.
Unless it's funny, unless you like it's legit.
If it's a humorous story, like someone getting really mad about it.
That's not how it goes.
Yeah, that's I guess there is a certain appeal. You have to pick and choose, because if someone's getting legitimately angry about it, then you should definitely leave that in.
Yeah, exactly. But most of them are just, the thing is they don't know how to cut out like the not interesting stuff.
The dross, if you will.
They
gotta separate the wheat from the chaff.
Yeah, exactly. It's mostly like, all right, now your adventures are on a path through a forest. All right.
Nice.
So,
are there any elves there? I want to do them.
I want to do them. See, that would be funny. But most of the time is that
there's an elf there.
I do a perception check to see if there's anything in the forest. At least 300 meters ahead.
When someone asks those kind of questions, if I'm running a game, I go like, there are birds and animals in the forest.
Well, yeah.
I'm like, no roll necessary.
And then they go like, you travel another 100 meters. I'd like to do another perception check to see the next 100 meters.
I do. There's no... so all of those, like... That's actually a good thing if you're running a game. This is my DM tip, random DM tip for you.
DM tip?
All of those active skills, like the ones that you have to like trigger, like to turn on, you have to be like...
Triggered!
You have to be like, I'm going to use this, a choice.
I just got this idea of you playing as a warrior, but a social justice warrior.
I would not be able to kill anything. I'd just talk about like the plight of like the goblin.
Plight of the goblin.
Be like, no, these goblins are clearly they're fine.
That would be really funny. It's like as a character, you're not necessarily
you're not giving these goblins a chance.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, that's not the same thing.
Be that guy in the game and see how that plays out.
I mean, you would just be murdered very quickly because you wouldn't be fighting. You're a murder hobo. Like, but anyway.
Murder hobos.
That notwithstanding, the idea of those skills is like something that, what you said, like that's an actual problem where people are constantly like, I want to do this thing over and over, and like I want to search. If they're making roles like that, just change it. Like stealth is a good example. I hate making people, or when people want to roll their stealth like in advance, and like, I'm gonna do a stealth check, because that completely removes any doubt. Like they know, like if they roll a 3, they're like, fuck. Like, I'm not stealth. So like it completely like removes the role playing concept from that moment. Yeah. Because if you are like in stealth, you don't magically know that you're stealthing real good or bad. You just like you assume a position in the shadows and you try and move silently, whatever. So what I do for that specific instance and any of these skills is, when the situation occurs, you have to make the roll.
Yeah.
So like if you're a rogue, I just assume that you're fucking sneaky because you're a rogue. So when a guard walks around the corner, I say, make a move silently check and to see if you avoid the notice of this guard. And then they go, oh, I rolled a 5. And it's like, well, what's your modifier? It's like, oh, okay, yeah, he doesn't see you. And that's the way to do it.
Well, I think that's getting back to Harmontown. That's kind of what Spencer does.
He makes all the rolls.
He makes the roll behind the thing.
That's something I want to do. I want to do a game where I make all the rolls.
I think that'd be great, and because that frees you up to do a lot more role playing.
Yeah, and I mean, I'd probably I wouldn't do the rolls behind the screen. I'm a big believer in rolls out front. because
well, you think about it though. With
I don't like fudging.
But like if you
But Harmon Quest makes sense.
yeah, but if you
because
do,
they can't have a TPK.
if you have a rogue, if say you roll behind the screen and you say you believe you are in stealth, and then it's like, and then all of a sudden like the guard detects you, and it's like, then the person will act as if they are in stealth, just like your character would.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh no, you are not in stealth. You fudged it. You fudged it bad.
Yeah, well, I like the idea of the cons. I think it would just be faster, and it would be great for people who are less familiar with the game.
Yeah.
And they'd be able to play at a higher level than they could if they're trying. Because a lot of people, when they're newer to role playing and stuff like that, they get gamed about it, and they zone in on their character sheet, and their character sheet is a restrictive piece of paper rather than
that's the way I kind of like playing it. I let my guys roll for specific things, like if they're attacking something, I let them roll. But most of the time I just roll behind the screen because it's a little bit, because they know something's up then when I'm rolling behind the screen. And it kind of gives it a little bit more of an art role-playing feel to it. I just like my guys to role-play more.
I like attack rolls out in the open.
Yeah, attack rolls out in the open are fine.
Because then it's like that's the key. Because you want to, if I'm doing rolls for traps or whatever, that's different. But like I want attack rolls out in the open because I don't like fudging, and I like the randomness of combat is, I think, a feature. So when you get critted by a goblin and you fucking die, like that's life. Like,
c'est la vie.
Yeah, you got fucking killed, bro.
You've been critted by a goblin.
Yeah, that goblin just killed the shit out of you. Like, sorry.
Well, it's like
although the thing that's funny about criticals is they make less and less sense the grander scale you go.
Oh yeah,
because it's like the more goblins there are, the more likely they're just gonna be able to kill a super powerful character because like just by math.
Yeah, swarming attack.
Yeah, they're gonna roll.
Well, I mean,
20s.
it's kind of fun. Like when you do like epic failures are really funny to like. I always think of the one where it's like you go to push the orc off the cliff and you roll a 1 and you gently caress his back
and they make out and they're married.
Yeah, that was that would work out just about fine for me.
That was great.
Yeah.
You gently caress the orc's back.
However,
he blushes.
looking at that comic, I have to say that it's the most diverse group of gamers I've ever seen.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, it was just very diverse. It was like, it's not a bunch of like overweight white guys sitting in a basement playing.
Okay.
So that's the way it was just like the one thing that took me out of that. I'm like, I've never seen a gaming group that diverse.
Game stores.
Yeah,
I've seen super diverse groups in game stores, but the home nerd thing of a bunch of overweight dudes sitting in their basement, that rings true very frequently.
There's truth in that art.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing. Although actually, speaking of D&D and random stuff, there's a great documentary on Netflix, The Dwarvenaut. It's about the guy who did Dwarven Forge.
Yeah,
it's great.
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, it's fun. It's so cool and like kind of hardcore. Like I was like, holy shit. I'm not going to spoil it because it's an interesting story. But he tells a couple stories about the people he used to role play with like back in the day. And like one of the things I was like, Jesus. And like he said the story like so nonchalantly, and I was like, fuck. And he's Korean.
Yeah, I mean, I like Dwarven Forge's stuff. I mean, it's
great.
For me personally, it's like the only people who should really have this are people with a massive gaming room, or like people who or game stores should have Dwarven Forge, like for people to play with. Also,
if you do things at shows, if you're like a show DM, like that's perfect because like for me, like I don't need it because I don't do minis. Like I avoid using minis for RPGs because again that comes back to the more it becomes a board game. But yeah, if you're doing the structured events like Pathfinder Society or D&D Encounters or whatever they call it now, like that's obviously
I've kind of come over to your way of doing it with no minis. I do like, so I'm kind of like still in the middle a little bit. I think for like bigger things, like if you have like a grand thing planned for your gamers and your gamers are cool with it, they're not just going to be like, I'm not going into that sewer. Like, no, you have to go into the sewer. Like that sort of thing. Like if you have gamers who play along with you, you could do like a grand kind of board.
That's why it's good for structured game.
Yeah.
Like where you're like, because you don't have, I'm sure there's some douche who's done it, but when you go to Pathfinder Society, it railroads you. Like it's like you have accepted the because like that always pisses me off too. Like if you're a player who does that, you're a dick.
Oh
like,
yeah, absolutely.
Like the whole point is like you are there to go on an adventure. So like your character is an adventurer, and you've been summoned by the king, and the king requests that you go slay a hydra, and your character's like, I don't want to do that. I want to go fight a phoenix in the mountains of Morn. Like,
Yeah.
no, you're fucking here. You're going to fight the hydra.
Well, and that, yeah, there should be like a little, like D&D should do that. Like at the beginning of a module, they should have like a little thing that the DM should read. It's like, today you have signed up for this very specific
That's
task.
exactly what they do in Pathfinder Society.
Okay.
In the beginning of each Pathfinder Society scenario, they're like, because you like go to you're at the Pathfinder Lodge. You've been given the mission to go capture Strizix, who's an escaped lunatic wizard. You arrive at the Fortress of Doom and deftly work your way in, and then the scenario starts, and you're in the first room of the Fortress of Doom.
Well, no, I'm more talking about like just like a general thing. It's like, you know, you're playing with me as your DM. You have to understand that I have an adventure planned for you.
Oh, yeah.
You have to play along and not,
Right.
You know, it's kind of like a dance. Like I'm leading the dance. You are following.
Yeah, there's a thing, and like, yeah, minis are they're a two-way street. They're really there's a.
I'm thinking that today I'm going out to Games Plus for the auction. I'm hoping that the Ghostbusters game is there today. It might not be. I think it might have been yesterday. But if it's there today, I kind of want to pick it up because if I'm doing my Ghostbuster game, I think it would be kind of fun to have the Ghostbusters minis for it.
It'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, but
pretty good.
You know, c'est la vie.
Ecto 1. Na, 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 na.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, and
I want to get the guy in the wheelchair. Wheels.
for Wheels. I don't think they called him Wheels
I know,
actually.
but
I
I
think
mean-
his name is like a regular name, like Mike or Paul.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
right.
Wheels was the Burger King
Kids
kid.
Club. Man, I remember the Burger King Kids Club. I remember TV. He was the kid who had the fucking like weird ass one goggle thing.
Yeah, after
that is the 90th thing in the fucking world, man.
After the fall of the Burger King Kids Club, the only one that remained was the TV kid.
That's right.
Everyone else kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
Wheels was nowhere to be found.
Wheels was gone.
Can't believe they named the wheelchair kid
He was
Wheels.
Wheels.
That's so terrible.
The yes, this character has been reduced entirely to his disability.
Okay, wait. I want to just sit on this for just 2 seconds. For our foreign listeners who have no idea, you know, I'm pretty sure you know Burger King. I mean, it's
Is Burger King big international? I know McDonald's is.
it is. I mean,
Because
like,
Burger King's fallen pretty far from the precipice of its former glory.
I know, but anyway,
Wendy's throwing the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Wendy's is like hot on McDonald's tail for burger supremacy.
So, okay, our European, there's the burger chain like McDonald's called Burger King in the U.S. And in the 90s, they had this thing to compete with the Happy Meal. You had the Burger King Kids Club.
BK Kids Club.
The BK Kids Club, where you get like a little box and it have little toys in it, just like the Happy Meal. Wendy's did it too. I don't know if Wendy's still does it.
No, Wendy's doesn't do the
Kids
child meal.
Yeah, okay. So anyway, but they had like these group of diverse children all done in cartoon form, and they were like, once again, like every ethnicity and like gender and everything.
Super stereotype.
Super stereotype though.
I believe the Asian even was like tinted yellow. like I was like, damn, dog.
There was
that racist.
There was an Asian kid named Ching Chong.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it was that bad. But anyway, so they did. The thing was, they had a kid in a wheelchair, and his name was Wheels, and that's what.
His name is
like
fucking
now,
Wheels.
looking back at it, I mean, I'm sure probably even in the day, like my dad was like, "Ha, that's that can't be right."
That's always so fucking stupid too. Like anytime they try and do that like forced diversity thing, it always backfires like that because like I knew a lot of Asian people growing up in high school. I had Asian friends and stuff, and their names were Ben, John, Andy, but their last names were like
Chen,
Yoshinawa or Chang,
something
Asian, and it's like okay that. There you go. Like if you want to add diversity without it being like ridiculous, put
none
Danny
of them
Chang in your fucking group.
Yeah, none of them were named like Yojimbo.
Exactly. Like they don't have fucking like the whole point of America is the thing that everyone's forgetting is like America is supposed to be the melting pot. Yeah. Everyone is supposed to you're supposed to take the best parts of all the cultures and mush them together, not keep everyone extremely divided and have like little yellow kid named Chen on your fucking Burger King Kids Club.
Exactly.
And or a goddamn kid in a wheelchair with fucking wheels.
Well, I mean, like we just reviewed Blade on Blade 2 on Comic Book Logic,
Directed by Guillermo del Toro.
Yes, we mentioned that several times.
Good.
We talked about that quite a bit.
Good. You ever hear Guillermo del Toro just fucking go on and talk about movies? That dude fucking loves movies.
Yeah, he just got to make more movies. That's his
should.
thing. And he got to make movies that aren't like Crimson Peak.
What a disappointment.
Oh, I mean, incredible. I mean,
it looked awesome.
Well, yeah, it was just
visuals.
It was marketed incredibly poorly.
Yeah.
But we were talking about what's his name from Venture Brothers, Jefferson Franklin, something like that. Like, it's the Blackula hunter.
Oh yeah.
It's just like he has.
He only hunts Blackulas.
He's got the most racist like black name ever. Like when you think about it, and even on Legends of Tomorrow. I don't know if you watched that show. You should. Have you watched Flash yet? WB?
No.
Really good. But the it's on Netflix. You can watch it.
Everyone seems to really like Flash.
Yeah.
Like even more so than the other ones. Everyone seems to be really big on Flash.
Flash is the best. It's the best done. Legends of Tomorrow is great if you're a DC fan because there's a lot of like DC wankery in it. Like you're like, oh my god, that. Jonah Hex! Ah,
yeah,
Jonah Hex!
It's like Justice League Unlimited. Like,
yeah.
Fucking opens up with goddamn Silver Knight and Vigilante, like fucking fighting a dragon. Like that is like DC wank. It's great.
It's very DC wank, but it's fun DC wank.
It's good.
But the Supergirl's okay. I like Supergirl. It's growing on me. I think now that it's on WB, it should be a little
better.
Or CW, it should be a little bit better.
It's the WB.
Yeah.
They can say it's CW all they want. Yeah, it's that fucking frog.
But yeah, Supergirl should probably get better in its second season. And Arrow is just god awful.
Right.
It started off really strong. I really liked the first two seasons, and then it just
past its prime.
It just went. Which is really sad because I love the guy that plays Oliver Queen. He's really fun, and he's like great with the fans too. And I'm just like, oh, you're just stuck on a terrible.
He was feuding with a pro wrestler, and he showed up on WWE and actually wrestled. It was great.
He was feuding with quotation marks.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah. Stephen Amell, that's his name.
He
was Casey Jones in the Turtles movie.
Yeah, that's the thing. They don't do it as much as they used to, but they used to have all sorts of like crazy when it was WWF.
You mean like having Donald Trump come into the ring?
He got fucking wrecked. That happened. He got fucking slammed by Stone Cold Steve. Stone Cold Steve Austin gave him a Stone Cold Stunner. That happened. Like that happened. Donald Trump was Stone Cold Stunnered by Stone Cold Steve Austin. Let me get a hell yeah.
If you could be given a special move by any wrestler, what special move would it be?
If I could take a special move from a wrestler?
No. If someone did that to you, like if you said like
someone's gonna slam me,
yeah,
okay.
Or something like that. Would it be like the people's elbow? Would you? I think me personally, I'd like to get diamond cutted.
Nice.
Diamond cutted. Get the diamond cutter.
I think
just because I would say I got the diamond cutter from Diamond Dallas
I think
Page.
I would like to get. I think I'd like to get choke slammed by Andre the Giant.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Yeah.
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 That would be pretty. I also think the people's elbow would be pretty fun because it's the most.
Yes, the Rock. It's the most electrifying move in all of sports entertainment.
It's the most ludicrous move in all. Even as a kid, I was like,
the best is when he pulls off the elbow guard and throws it. Oh man, I think the most ludicrous move is actually the mandible claw with Mr. Sacco.
I was just thinking that, literally just thinking that with Mr. Sock, Mr. Sacco, or
Mr. Sacco.
Yeah,
he's like that disgusting sock out of his foot. Oh my God, it's in his mouth. God only knows how many viruses and diseases are on that thing. Mr. Sacco, no.
Oh man,
that's the thing. Wrestling is still kind of like that. Like wrestling is bad overall, but when wrestling is good, it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking great.
Yeah.
And they have in my opinion, the best theme. And they're real good. They're real good wrestlers too. But the best theme of a tag team currently right now, the Vaudevillains.
You were telling us about.
They're
that,
fucking great. Like they're totally spit curled hair. They like one of them wears the like 1920s weightlifter outfit, and the other one's got kind of got the bathing suit going on, and they come out to like fucking ragtime like dun, 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 dun. It's absolutely absurd. Curled mustaches, of course.
Yeah,
they're great.
I like how we got so far off of the Ghostbusters wheels.
Whatever.
I was trying to think,
it's
where
wheels.
do they come from? Wheels.
Yeah, well, that was Extreme Ghostbusters, which is I think underrated. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I never really watched it. It was a little bit. after my cartoon era.
Yeah,
I was think at that time I was watching a lot more Adult Swim than anything.
Yeah, I liked Extreme Ghostbusters. I watched everything.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Aqua Teen. Now there's a show that went from good to real bad. Real bad.
I never watched any of the later. It still made me laugh when I'd catch it every once in a while.
They replay the first season for the earlier stuff, and then C-Lab.
C-Lab is fantastic. Well, I mean, Archer.
What are you making a necklace? That episode where he's fucking stuck under the vending machine. I think it might have been the single funniest episode of anything I've ever seen. I laughed my fucking ass off.
Well, that entire I like the one where they're trying to replace all of their body parts with robots. Saw hands.
Those things really did kind of pave the way for
a lot of
these to stuff spreading out from Adult Swim, because obviously Adult Swim still has the best of that stuff.
The time paradox episode where he's like, "What time is it? It's dodgeball time." He's like, "No, really, what time is it? It's dodgeball time, bitch." But anyway,
and Queen Doppelpopolis, I use that all the time. Yeah, you're a doppelganger sent here by Queen Doppelpopolis. I still use that.
All right, so Games Plus auction is this weekend. Steve has opted not to go.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to spend money on stuff I don't need.
Yeah, basically.
That's the whole point, is to spend money.
I know, but I just want to...
That's all right. I'm taking... Pat B is going to be my co-pilot on this auction. I'm not sure when this is going to go up, so if you're listening... I might put it up before I leave tomorrow. So if you're listening to this right when it comes out, so around probably 10, 11 Central Standard Time... or is leap year? Is daylight savings tonight? It's either tonight or tomorrow.
Spring forward, fall back.
Yeah, but I'm saying
it is not yet.
Well, it's this weekend.
Is
it's
it?
either tonight or tomorrow night. I don't remember. I'm living in no sleep world anyway. But I'm a 10, 11 Central Time. I'm probably doing some live streaming on the phone.
Ooh.
Just to do some stuff. I might do it today, too, because I'm going to go there after this just to kind of check
What's
on
the auction today? Is it RPGs?
RPG, sci-fi, fantasy stuff.
Okay, cool.
And that's why I don't know if Ghostbusters is going to be there today or if it was at Family Board Game
With the
Night.
board games, yeah.
I'm kind of thinking it might have been Family Board Game Night, but...
Maybe.
Yeah, I can't go to Family Board Game Night. There's too many, resellers for my taste.
Oh, is that what they're hunting?
They're real bad with that. It used to be that the Historicals Night was the bad one for resellers because they would go get stuff like Panzer Leader or
Right.
MacArthur's War, and they would try and resell it on eBay for massive amounts of money.
Sure.
Those Avalon Hill Bradley book
the old
case games.
stuff.
You ever played those games?
No.
I have one or two of them that I've just randomly picked up over years, at a garage sale or something like that.
I don't think they're very good. I mean, I played Axis and Allies, and that's kind of the
Now this is way weirder than I think it kind of plays like Ogre a little bit, but no, Ogre plays fine. You ever played Ogre?
Ogre was ludicrous. You had to take parts off of the. There was damage tables for 27 parts of the Ogre.
Yeah, but that's because you were only playing the Ogre. Everyone else played something different.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, so you weren't necessarily... I mean, so that was all you had to do. It was not a big deal. But it's got the little cardboard chits that you move across the map. It's here goes the Luftwaffe.
Meow. Airplane noises. Pew, 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 pew.
And you're playing on this giant hex map.
Move my U-boats.
Yeah, exactly. The hex map of the Baltic Sea, moving your U-boats around. It's what the hell am I doing with my life?
Deeply regretting it.
I could see being
I see just having an existential breakdown, doing my parents didn't ask me if I wanted to be born, and now I'm sitting here playing a fucking game. I'm moving little chits around an X map. What have I done with my life? What have I done with reality? What is the world?
Well, my thing is I don't think I make enough money to have the lifestyle that would require me to play. In my head, I think I should have a smoking jacket.
I don't think it's about how much money you make. I think it's the fact that you're not retired.
Yeah, exactly. I feel
where's your pipe?
Yeah, to play this game, I need a smoking jacket, a pipe, and house slippers on. Well, my friend is sitting across from the table from me.
Cognac.
Yeah, with a cognac, and you're just yes. The first forward Panzer Division is going to move to here.
Think you could take Africa? You're not smarter than Rommel.
Sitting in front of a big fireplace, an epically huge...
Yeah, with several stuffed bears.
Yeah, with several stuffed bears around.
Yeah.
By the way, it's funny that you bring that up. So I was on Craigslist the other day.
Someone's selling a stuffed bear?
Oh, yes. There's a guy that's not too far from here who's selling a massive, like, taxidermied collection. Like, bears, tigers, lions, like, massive amounts of stuff. And there's a big moose head that I want to buy, like, so unbelievably badly. But my wife is like, you are not buying that moose head. I'm like, it'd be so great in our house. And she's like, no, that thing is, first of all, I don't want any dead animals in our house. Secondly, that thing is gigantic. Like, I'm like, I know.
Yeah, I never got the taxidermy thing. It's
I don't.
Kind of weird.
I do. I don't like it, like, in terms of, like, I shot this animal. This is a symbol of my prowess as a man. I like it more of, like, oh, this thing's just really creepy.
Yeah, I like
it in the creepy sense.
I think I like the artistry of it. Like, I love the taxidermy animals at the Field Museum. Like, that's great. You know, I think it's a really cool way to get a really close look at an animal without, you know, being killed.
Yeah.
But like the in your house thing, I never really got it. It's kind of weird.
There used to be a show on, I don't remember what channel it was on, but it was called Oddities. Did you ever watch that?
Yeah, great. I loved that show.
Yeah,
they had all sorts of weird shit.
I like that kind of stuff. Like, I have a cabinet in my house that's just got, like, weird shit I found at.
Well, I mean, having a weird like a curio cabinet full of actual curios is a different story than having like a stuffed bear and a lion and like 16 different fucking things around your house.
If I had like a huge ass house though, I think I'd want a stuffed bear.
I mean, a lot of those people do that themselves, though. There is a different, there's different levels, and you can't just generalize. Yeah. But someone who does the taxidermy themselves, I could see that because that's like
their hobby.
Like, it's putting your minis on display. Like, no, it's like, did you shoot that bear? It's like, no. Did you taxidermy it? Yeah. I totally did. Check it out. Look what I did for the eyes. Like, you know, that kind of thing. Like, I get that. You know, the hobby part of it. It's just that, just kind of odd to me. Just like,
yeah, I mean, like it's like I'm totally against like killing. Like, I shouldn't say I'm totally against killing animals because it's like, no, hunting is fine. I don't have any problems with it. But I mean, myself, I couldn't see myself shooting a bear. But if someone shot the bear and they have like a bearskin rug, I kind of want a bearskin rug. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a hypocrite. I know it. I'm fine with this. I've come to this realization about myself.
Hey,
I'd like a bearskin rug.
My long and short is, if you eat it, I'm down.
Yeah, I've eaten bear before.
If you eat it, if you kill it and you eat it, that is fine.
Bear chili.
But if you waste it, that's unacceptable.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
So that's where I stand on that. You know, like trophy hunting, like hunting it for literally just the trophy is ridiculous.
I think Teddy Roosevelt would have to say some bully to you.
He would.
He'd box your ears.
He really would. He would take me out. I need to conserve this nature so I can shoot it later.
All you'd have to do is outrun Teddy Roosevelt because he had asthma. So
yeah, I'm fairly going to be easy. But hey, remember he was a huge conservationist because he wanted to make sure there was nature always there for him to shoot.
Yes.
I was actually just talking about old presidents. Someone asked me who my favorite president was,
and you were like Andrew Jackson because he was awful.
No, my favorite president was Dwight D. Eisenhower.
Dwight D. Eisenhower.
Eisenhower was my favorite president.
Dwight David Eisenhower, whose name was actually David Dwight Eisenhower, but he switched it for some odd reason.
Didn't want to have David. I don't know. But,
it's just a weird. I went to Dwight D. Eisenhower High School in Blue Island, so that's I tend to know a little bit about Eisenhower as a president.
It's good. He was a good president.
he wasn't a good president. He just played golf all the time.
That is not accurate. That is the initial perception that he had that they painted after JFK was elected as a 26-year younger president. And
it's called a joke, Steve.
I didn't appreciate it.
I can tell you love your
not about the presidents.
No.
Except for George W. Bush. You can make as much fun of him as you want.
What about H.W. Bush?
I don't know.
What about Reagan? Can I make fun of Reagan?
Yeah, you could definitely make fun of Reagan.
What?
Mr. Gorbachev,
what's going on
this wall?
Reagan smash!
I am zombie Reagan, and I'm here to take America back.
Oh,
yeah, Reagan. You can make fun of.
No, I think I would have to say William McKinley is my favorite president because Queen Victoria called him the handsomest man she's ever seen.
I was going to say, is that because almost no one knows anything about McKinley?
He was shot.
There is the McKinley Mac. That's a thing. So the McKinley Mac, in case anyone was wondering, this is a McDonald's special item. Most probably won't know it as the McKinley Mac anymore, unless maybe you're somewhere near Mount McKinley. But the McKinley Mac is a Big Mac sandwich where you replace the normal patties on the Big Mac with quarter pounder patties.
Oh.
You get yourself a gigantic Big Mac.
That sounds delicious.
It's
actually.
really good.
Yeah.
It's the McKinley Mac.
I was hoping you were going to say it's when you take a Big Mac and you replace the patty with a full double cheeseburger, not the patties, the whole sandwich.
There's a McChicken fuck. That's a similar thing to that idea.
That's what I was thinking of when you were talking about.
And my other McDonald's quote unquote hack for you is get yourself a McFlurry and have them put a pie in it.
I've heard that.
Mix the pie in it. I had one with the apple pie. Fucking sinful. I'm like, I'm going to hell. After I was eating it, I was like, I'm going straight to hell.
What's the thing they call it? Like, how broke are you? McDonald's ice cream machine broke. That's how broke I am. No, you just say McDonald's ice cream machine, and they're like, "Oh, that's pretty broke."
That's really broken.
That's another thing for our foreign listeners is that if you go to any McDonald's in a metropolitan city, the ice cream machine will always be broke.
Yeah, it just is.
And it's disgusting, by the way. All right, so so auction. Minis wise, you just want me to look out for loader stuff. You sent me like a list of stuff.
Yeah, that narrow list of things.
Yeah. What do you want? What's the guy's name?
Kamul the Easterling.
Kamul the Easterling.
I need Kamul the Easterling.
Oh, he's
sold his service to the Dark Lord Sauron. Some say. Yes. Yeah, that was the best. I remember
classic bit.
Yeah, we were back in the day at the bunker we used to work at. They used to put ads in the bathroom, so for new stuff coming out, like from the White Dwarf.
So Steve, who would take his 20-minute bathroom breaks, would sit there and memorize the entire ad.
You gotta poop.
Well, and this is also in the women's bathroom, which we called the employee bathroom, because no women would go in it.
Oh, that was the best. Yeah, it was just empty, pristine. There were none of those flies. No one shitting on the actual floor. Yeah, we had a floor shitter at the, and then I also stepped in bum shit at the bunker.
Are we allowed? Are we on the bunker poop talk? Because I have a great bunker poop story.
I think so, as long as you don't incriminate yourself or others.
Oh no, it was one of the first few weeks I was working there. I don't know if I've ever told the story on the podcast.
Oh, I think I know this story.
Yeah, because you weren't working at the store yet.
I was there yet, but I think I know this story.
The bunker had just opened, and it was me
Yep.
and Dave were working a trade show. Like, so all of like the independent retailers from Chicagoland region came into the bunker, and they were giving like a presentation. And about 2/3 of the way through the presentation, this guy comes out, and I'm not going to say his name because he's still around in the Chicagoland area. And he's just an awful person.
He knows who he is.
He knows who he is. Comes out and is like, I wish I could do his voice. I wish I could do his voice on here, because if I did his voice, everyone would know who it is. But I'm not. He goes, guys, I think there's a problem with your plumbing. The entire plumbing just exploded out of the drain. Just gallons of fecal material everywhere. And me and Dave, and like, this is one of those things where it's like, I'm just like a red shirt at this time. And Dave looks at me, and I'm like, I'm not doing this alone. I said, I'll quit. I go, me and you are doing this together. And so we went, I think we went and we got every bleach bottle we had, and we just poured it onto the floor. Just poured it onto the floor and like tried to get it all mopped up. It was the most disgusting experience of my life, and I'll never forget it to this day.
Yep.
I mean, and like, it's where we were single-handedly like, this guy, let's just call him Adam. Adam did this. Adam blocked up the toilet, and he caused this problem. It had nothing to do with it. It was just bad plumbing.
Yeah.
But it was all his fault from then on. I think the general manager at the time looked at me and said, I've never seen you look this white. You look as white as a ghost right now. And we had like shirts. Well, it looked like it looked like we were in the trenches in World War I.
Fucking mustard gas.
Yeah, it was like mustard gas. That's not fair to people who survived World War I, but still.
I don't think anyone who survived World War I is still alive.
Probably not.
Yeah, I don't think. I think
it's over 100 years ago.
Yeah, World War II, they're just about gone. But World War I, pretty sure that they checked out a while ago.
Yeah, probably. I mean, like, you'd have to have been born in like 1900 to have fought in World War I at the latest. So,
yeah, pretty sure there's no one who's 116.
Yeah, there might be, but they just barely remember World War I. Yeah,
that's still going on, right? Who won?
Well, I was just talking with someone about that. It's like, it's weird to think that in World War I was 100 years after Napoleon. And we're right now 100 years after World War One. Like,
Yeah.
that's pretty ridiculous to think about.
Yeah, that time is weird. When you stop and think about time, it's very strange. Like and like your great grandparents, our great grandparents could have like owned a slave.
Mine couldn't. Have.
Mine didn't because mine are from overseas. But
yours were playing the balaclava like in Greek. Oh no, the Turks!
and they're talking about Zeus.
Yeah. Your great grandparents were just like pressing olives all day long. Nice. Mine were running from Cossacks, but it's
getting sacked by Cossacks.
Pretty much.
But
no, not really. Mine are from northern Poland, so they were just like, we're gonna eat salted fish and look for amber on the beach.
Ooh, jellyfish. My dad's brother, he's had like 3 wives, all Polish.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of like heavily Polish relatives from that, and
they're the worst.
His current wife, God, she brought this food to Christmas, and it was fucking like halibut
in the white sauce
in Jello.
Oh, that's great.
It was. I was just like what fresh hell is this?
Was it?
And they're just fucking. They're just chowing down in this, and I'm just like, oh my god.
Let me see.
Yeah, it looked so absolutely gross.
Let me see if this is what it is. I'm gonna show you a picture.
Okay, I'll tell you. It might be their recipe of what you're gonna show me.
Did it kind of look like that?
No, not at all.
Okay,
no, not at all.
It's herring and sour cream.
Oh, okay,
it's fucking delicious.
Wasn't that? No, it was in a Jello mold.
Oh, like a Jello. Okay, I know what you're. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's all right.
It was like, ooh.
Let me just tell you this: like those disgusting Polish recipes, I still like them. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna go as far as saying like lutefisk.
I like Yugoslavian stuff. That's from my other side. I'm the muddiest.
What is Yugoslav?
I'm the muddiest mutt.
That doesn't exist anymore.
The muddiest mutt.
No,
oh
Yugoslavia.
yeah, Yugoslavia. It's gone.
It only really existed for like 50 years anyway. So.
Yeah. They're Serbian. Yeah, they're Serbian.
Dirty Serbs.
And they had at what the hell was it? Slava is like it's like a big thing, big holiday before Christmas or like around Christmas time, and that's where I get to have the weird food. There was this stuff called Zito that was like a kind of oatmeal looking thing with a cross in it. It was really sweet. I don't know what the fuck it was, but it was great. It tasted so good. And there's like weird little cookies and then chivapchichis. There's these little sausages. And I was actually talking to my boss yesterday about how funny it is that I feel that my parents, because they were not like the super foreign group of my family from anywhere, my parents were very Americanized, although my mom is a dual citizen of France and the United States, which unfortunately for me, if I would have taken advantage of that, I could be a French citizen, and if I held dual citizenship, I would have free medical care.
Yes, we've gone over this numerous times on the podcast
because it still irks me. But I feel kind of like slighted that they never got me into a second language, because I was just reflecting like back on, I'm at Slava, and there's like some of my relatives would come and talk to me, and they just speak to me in Serbian, and I don't fucking speak a word of it. I'm just like,
let me just tell you this: the Slavic languages, not fun to learn.
I assume they wouldn't be, but I mean,
tried.
They all know like everyone in the room would know like 3 fucking languages.
Well, I would.
And then Greek's also not fun.
Yeah, Greek is better than most Slavic languages, but I tried to learn Polish. Like my grandma tried to teach it to me. I'm just like, this language is stupid. It makes no sense. You could go learn. I could learn Spanish far easier than I could learn Polish.
Well, yeah.
And I am Polish, and I'm talking to a Polish person right now who's speaking Polish to me, and I can't understand a damn word you're saying because none of the words make any grammatical sense.
Well, yeah, it's because Spanish is closer to English.
No, it's not. It's Romance language. It's nothing like English.
It's closer to English.
No, it's not like English at all. German is more like English than anything. No, Romance languages are a completely different system.
Spanish and French, they're super similar.
Well, Spanish and French, yes, but not English.
I mean, when you get into the complexities, no, but basic, yes.
No, it's they run
My
off
family, mi familia. Like it's the same shit. They don't change. They don't change the order of things.
No, I mean, but most languages are like that. But I'm just saying, in terms of like the rules of a language, just Polish throws it out the window.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I don't know the rules of any other language other than English.
Yeah, I mean,
I know a little bit. I know a little bit of the Japanese rules, which is like a kind of a structured like backwards. Like all of the action happens in the sentence first, and then you say what is what is the action. Yeah. So it's like if I was talking to you, it'd be like, give to me the sandwich, Joe. That's how their language is structured. It's like It's not exactly backwards, but it's a different order of things.
I just find it funny that Klingon is easier to learn than Polish.
I was actually going to ask you if Klingon was easier to pick up than Polish was.
It's completely it's far easier. I mean, it's a weird, but it's because it's made up. So it's like the structures, the rules for it are much more strict than like English because Patak. So let's get into some. Let's talk a little. We're almost getting towards the end, so let's just hit up some more gaming.
We
stuff.
didn't talk about any games.
We talked about some gaming stuff. I'm not gonna lie about it. So we talked about Siege of the Citadel last time.
That's true. We did.
Fantasy Flight's going to be distributing it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that does sound interesting. I was looking at they're co-publishing it, so
nice.
Distributing it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean
that gives me that's more excitement for that because I mean that's more. Eyes on the prize, as it were, or getting that'll get it into actual game stores. And get it moved. And
I would hope that would, because it's like a board game, dude. Put that in a like Target shelf. Oh, get some kids in it. Because didn't they used to like the original Siege of the Citadel? Wasn't that ever sold in like Toys R Us and stuff like that?
I don't think so.
Because I remember
because Hero Quest was, but Hero Quest and Battle Masters.
Yeah, I was gonna say Battle Masters was Milton Bradley.
Yeah, because Milton Bradley. That's why. Because Milton Bradley had exclusive contracts with Toys R Us and all those.
Yeah, but Target
places.
sells all the Fantasy Flight stuff now.
Target. They'll be in Target. If they're selling Fantasy Flight, it'll be in Target. Target's got everything. They've moved on. They're trying to crush the board game market right now. They've got a whole shit ton of exclusive Target games.
I know, but they're all terrible. They're just skins of games. It's like it's the Target exclusive.
It doesn't matter.
Game of Thrones, Settlers of Catan. Actually, I'd play that. But besides,
Game of Thrones Munchkin.
Oh no,
there you go.
No. Because everyone would just be Tyrion because he's the only Munchkin in that movie and that show. So
representing the Lollipop Guild.
Oh, so yeah, that's actually pretty.
He stole my giant lolly and broke it over his knee.
What else? I had some other stuff that I was talking about to see. Oh yeah, that Star Wars Destiny dice game. Mm-hmm. Why do they keep making dice games? Do people actually play them?
I mean, Dice Masters was a fucking huge hit, and had they been able to capitalize and actually produce the game to the levels that people wanted, Dice Masters would be a gigantic game right now. But the sieve like precision they were dropping product out like little nuggets at a time killed the game. Just availability killed it. Like people got bored. That's the thing.
Are you talking like the Dice Masters?
Marvel Dice Masters.
Okay, Marvel. I was going to say, are you talking about the Marvel game?
Yeah, Marvel Dice Masters was huge. People couldn't get people were scrambling trying to get that product. The price got super inflated. Everyone wanted it. But they couldn't produce enough. They didn't produce enough. I don't want to say couldn't because I don't know, but they did not produce enough. They did not meet demand, and the game died. There's a fine line between, and this is a hard thing to walk as a manufacturer of games. Is you need to hit collectible specifically. Yeah. If it's a non-collectible game, you need to print as many as you possibly can.
Yeah,
like that's as simple as that. But for collectible games, you need to be at a very specific manufacturing level, because if you manufacture too much, you devalue your game and you get force of will, which the secondary market for force of will is garbage. The cards are worth nothing. So because as a player,
you're worth nothing.
They're not. As a player, you can go and buy 2 booster boxes and get a complete set for that set. There's no reason to buy singles. So because it's overproduced, it's easy to acquire. So force of will has no value. So that's really bad. It's one of the factors that's killing the game. So because that exists, you have that. And then you have the opposite end where you're Dice Masters and you don't produce any of the product and people just move on to the next thing. It's like, I guess I'm not going to play this game after all because I can't even get a fucking booster pack. So you have to hit that middle ground. That Magic does pretty well. They do a pretty good job of having the right amount of scarcity.
You should create like a how to, like a tier level list for like, oh, hello, my name is Steve. I see, like Clippy. Like I see you're trying to create
a collectible game.
It's like, how many people are you hoping to reach? Like, this is the first level that you should do for collectability. If you reach this level and people want more, go to this level, and this is the amount you need to produce for the second tier.
And that's the thing. And you look at like the Fantasy Flight LCGs; they're a non-collectible version.
You look like you're trying to do Magic level. Stop and go back a couple.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that. You're not Magic.
LCGs have that model of, they're not a collectible game, but they're produced in, like booster packs, basically. They're just non-random. The problem with LCGs, that now you fall into the different issue. LCGs have the barrier to entry because even with their rotation, because they're starting to rotate product out, I'll use Netrunner's example because that's the one that's the longest running of the current LCGs. Because Game of Thrones was reset with second edition before anyone tries to say otherwise.
I don't think anyone's trying to say otherwise.
No. I mean, someone would try to glasses push correct me on that one because
finger up, glasses push.
Yeah. Okay.
Excuse me.
Yeah. 1 moment, please. The sets rotate every 4 years. They're gonna be pushing out blocks at a time. The problem is that still leaves if it's 4 years, every month has a set or every month has a release. So that's 12, 12, 12, 12 for those who are counting, plus any of the special sets. There, those bigger boxes that may or may not count in that number of releases. So if you want to be competitive at the game and you're starting now, you need to buy all of that. That's a fuck ton of money.
Yeah, I know.
That's a huge amount of money, and there's no way to there is. They don't want to do it, but the way to stop that, the way to fix it is to rotate faster.
Yeah.
Basically, you need to rotate faster or reduce your release schedule. One of the two. I think their model's great. It's never going to be big though because it doesn't have the thing that pushes Magic and other card games, Pokemon, Yugi, all of the card games that exist with collectability. The thing that pushes them is the singles market because that's what they're there for. That's why you need that scarcity. So if you force a will it, the LCGs are kind of the same way. Like you can't look at your purchases as an investment other than just to play the game, which is fine, but you're never going to buy more than one.
Well, you could also look at it though as an investment if you let's say Fantasy Flight announces, I don't know, Star Trek, the collectible card game, right? The LCG. Mm-hmm. So if you look at that as an investment and you buy all of the packs starting from the beginning,
you could
sell that as to someone who's looking to get into it as like, hey, here's everything all at once, and you could inflate the price a little bit so that you can get some money back, so the person doesn't have to constantly seek out all these packs, and especially if packs go out of print or something like that.
It takes a while. Yeah. But I believe, I believe with the new rotating schedule, they are not going to do nothing's going to fall out of print until it rotates.
Yeah,
I think that's a new thing.
But even still, it's like it's a way of doing it. So anyway, what else did I say? What's the Forge World you got over there, by the way? I noticed that.
Oh, Plague Toads.
Plague Toads?
Yeah.
You ordered Plague Toads.
The Nurgle Plague Toads.
Did you order those with the new fall of the Brexit?
Thanks, Britons. Your pound is crashing. I am sorry for your savings, but I am getting cheap models.
Let me see what it's currently at right now.
It was 1.24 when I last saw.
Yeah, that's what it is right now. Let me see if the market's closed right now. Looks like it's stabilized a bit. It was down to like 121. Just the other day, so
it is plummeting faster than you can grab it right in the pussy.
A presidential candidate for the United States said that at one point. Said that, and not like behind the microphone, like when George W. Bush called someone like an asshole. Like he said that under his breath while there was a live mic, and everyone was like,
"Hot mic, yeah,
hot mic." No, he said that willingly to another person during an interview.
Yep.
And we're just supposed to just be like, whatever. It's just guy talk.
He's just trumping, bro.
He's just trumping. You know what? Yeah. You know what?
He just tells it like it is. He just speaks his mind.
Yeah.
What do? You don't like people who speak their mind?
No.
I guess you're the real racist.
It's true.
That's my favorite. My favorite thing now is the super hardcore racist people who are like, well, I guess you're actually the racist. It's like, no, still you.
I can't believe that. I mean, like I just it just blows my mind. And then it's like they throw it on to like, oh, Bill Clinton. No, we're not talking about that now. No, this is the guy who's running for president.
Yeah, Bill Clinton not running for president right now.
Yeah.
Bill Clinton may or may not be a piece of shit. Don't know, but not running for president right now.
Not running for president right now. Oh, God damn
How about that?
What did we do? What did we do as a civilization, Steve? Oh, that's what we did.
We did all those things.
We did all those things. All those terrible, terrible things. All right. Oh, the 1950s South. Oh, terrible things.
Yeah.
Oh, the Native Americans. Oh, we did that too, didn't we?
And then, we sold the country to banks and
we did all that.
Corporations.
Oh, we screwed up, Steve. We screwed up big.
I mean, we did, and our parents did. And our parents' did.
But at least we didn't Brexit.
Well, we still have the opportunity.
Well, actually, we did Brexit in 1776.
We had the opportunity. We have the opportunity to have. This will be like if Trump wins now. That is going to be the most ridiculous shit ever. Like,
yeah,
there can't be a way at this point. Like, there cannot be a path to victory at this point. I know there's the mindless like zombos are just going to like jam the Trump button because they're just like, well, the media is spinning it. They're making it up. But like the odds, the odds are so low. Like,
yeah. Let me see.
It's got to be almost nothing at this point.
Let me see what our good friend Nate Silver is saying right now.
And his projections won't even really have the full brunt of this. This projection, whatever you're going to say, will not have the full brunt of what happened yesterday until like Monday or Tuesday.
Monday when they start doing like the end of the next polls.
Yeah.
Clinton 81.4%.
Yeah, that is
But still, she's only beating him by 5 percentage points. So. I don't know.
It's still a percentage chance to win.
Like, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It's only 5%. That's not. I was. I don't know. I can't. This like my head hurts. Like I go to work and I hear people talking and I'm just like I can't. My head hurts too much to think about this. Like I used to be a real political person, Steve. I used to be like a big like go out in the streets and protest type guy. Not anymore. I'm too old for this. I can't do it. I can't do it anymore.
It's just a waste of time.
I'm going to be out on the streets protesting on Tuesday. But besides that point, I'm going on strike, Steve.
That's because you and your people are a bunch of lazy layabouts.
Yeah,
want more free money.
According to our governor, who I am, of course, and the mayor and Trump supporters.
Well, hey, if it's the mayor and the governor, that means you got both sides telling you you're lazy.
I know.
Which is good.
Yeah,
that bipartisan unity can come together to fuck you over.
Yeah, exactly.
It's great.
Anyway, go to planetarbitrary.com for all your Planet Arbitrary needs. You can follow me on Twitter at Planet Arbitrary. You can follow Steve at
Play on Steve.
Like our Facebook page, /Game Classy Podcast. Steve will post half-naked anime chicks.
Aw, yeah.
I don't understand it myself, but what is?
Dude, that was the USS Iowa.
I know. I'm not a...
She's got guns of freedom.
Guns of freedom. Never found anime girls attractive, but you know what? People do.
She's American, though.
She's American. Now, she's got to be in a Walmart to be American.
She could be.
She could be.
You never know. There was no background. It was just her.
Let me tell you this, guys. Those who are listening who are not in America, everything they say about Walmart's true. You go there, just every Walmart's exactly the same.
All hope goes to die.
Yeah, it's literally when Dante enters hell. That's what it's like.
It is.
Yeah. Abandon all hope, ye who enter.
I think Walmart, that's what Walmart means translated from the ancient Rylian.
Rylian?
Yeah. It's abandon all hope, ye who enter here.
Oh, good times. Hey, you ever see the movie In the Mouth of Madness?
Oh, it's a great movie.
Yeah,
it's a fantastic film.
I remember watching it a long ass time ago.
Do you read Sutter Kane?
I don't. X.
Yeah, that was great.
I don't remember ever. I caught it on TV the other day, and I was like, I really got to sit down and watch this. And apparently, it's part of like a trilogy with The Thing. So it goes The Thing, In the Mouth of Madness, and Prince of Darkness form like John Carpenter's Lovecraftian trilogy.
Okay.
So I might have to do that this Halloween. Is like watch those 3.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we should do like a kind of like a Netflixy, not Netflix, like a Mystery Science Theater thing where we kind of watch it and we just record our audio of it of us talking about the movie.
I would probably just watch it, though.
I know that's the problem. Is like so
you have to do it. That's the reason you do it to the bad movies, is because you don't want to watch them, so you make fun of them. But good movies, just
This Island Earth is an amazing movie. That's the one they did for MST3K, the movie.
What's
this is the one with the guys with the big foreheads and
the Metaluna Mutants?
Yes.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah,
that's
with Brack.
Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, but anyway, Yeah, go to Planet Arbitrary.
You did the thing.
Yeah. Best way you can help out the podcast, like, comment, subscribe on iTunes. Another way you could help out the podcast is to listen to us on the YouTubes. Give us some comments there. Rate us there.
Give us the shitty sweet reviews. I want 5 stars, and I want you berating us in the whole review.
That's exactly it. Let me see right now. I'll see if we got any new reviews. Let's check this out. All right, this is gonna be great for the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So. Not that it really matters. Most people have turned us off at this point. Oh, there's the yawn I was waiting for this cast.
Gotta get one.
All right. Game Classy Podcast. All right.
I just want to go take a nap.
Yeah.
A super nap.
Podcasts.
I'm surprised you don't have it bookmarked.
I don't. Ow, I can't pull it up. Anyway, that was a completely anticlimactic. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know us. We're all about the anticlimax. Wah, 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 wah.
All right. I'll have to bring it up on some later ones so that way I can see if we have any new reviews. Anyway, so Steve, until next time.
See you.
Game Classy.